Winter. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's your morning been?
Parker.
Good morning.
Breakfast was good.
I miss breakfast.
Because you don't wake up. You never wake up.
I wake up and then I'm like, because I wake up at 9 when the game starts. Because I went on the first series, but I wake up and I'm like, I could go get breakfast and watch the game, or I can lie in bed and watch the game.
10 seconds remaining.
And you know,
No worries.
the second option is so appealing.
All the
5
players are
seconds
waking up
remaining.
to play Dota now. That's all that matters. You can sleep and it's all you want.
We can sleep. The players can.
Wow, Viper first phase ban?
It's. I
Did
guess
they pick it many times?
That's something I
I don't
can't. I
remember.
can't say. You know, there's a lot of games going on. It's hard to really know what's happening with all the games happening.
Prophet and Keeper of the Light, two very... I think very good bans against Liquid at the moment. I watched a few of their groups. They've been running this Prophet with Lycan, Prophet Visage, Prophet... You know, with Brood. Gosh.
10 seconds.
It's a bigger threat than the IO you think. Because a lot of teams just like, oh, just ban IO Puddle, take out GH's hero.
Turn to battle.
Yeah, I'm not very sure about that. Which one? More games. But in the past, the last event, most of the bans were keep. And sometimes Tusker, they managed to scam everyone that they wanted Tusker.
Oh, and sometimes this fella, Invoker, it got to a point where every now and then Miracle would bust down Invoker, normally not first phase, but second phase, and just solo carry games.
They have IO Spirit Breaker though. Combination together.
Charge, then you relocate in a buddy.
10 seconds
Good
remaining.
ganking setup.
Yeah, it's pretty good against the Silencer because Silencer is a hero that in the fights you want to single target him out first, make him use his global in a very bad, like defensive way, so that it's not as effective. Spirit Breaker is pretty good at doing that.
See where the draft goes from here for Liquid. It's
Yeah.
very open, and they likely want some kind of an IO partner. It's
Man.
also
Sven's ban. Okay.
Sven's band. Yep. Chaos
There's
Knight. You know,
Tiny
10
Chaos
seconds
Knight.
remaining.
OD
Infamous
the
is
Miracle
turn to
sometimes
pick.
like they pick it IO. Other good and weird pairings. Sometimes you see a like back in the day you see a more IO morphing is strong. Not sure if you're gonna see it now. I think the only reason you might see a morphing now in the current meta is because of it.
5
Someone picks an
seconds
anti-mid
remaining.
and you haven't picked a carry and you pick like a to deal with it.
saw that earlier today.
Yeah,
OG.
I think yes today.
Newbie
Oh, yeah.
OG, game 1. We had a mid morphling with Lit.
Turn to pick.
Third pick, Legion Commander. So, I feel like the big thing I'm noting with Infamous's picks is they're drafting very strong lanes.
Yeah.
Commander, lane dominator, Silencer strong in lane tanking, very good roamer / laning hero as well. All their heroes good at
10
That's what you do in
seconds
pubs, you know.
remaining.
In all lanes you win 5 MMR.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, what was saying, you were just saying what happened in the VP LFY game, and you were like, oh, how did VP lose in 50 minutes? And you load up the replay, and you're like, oh, they lost 3 lanes. GG in 15 minutes.
Yep, LC is like pretty good against a lot of the carry alone. About how they could play. They in a lot of their games kind of do like heavy IO Spirit Break, very active around map, charge and then the headers and try. But having the LC there means that they're probably gonna be more focused on shutting down instead of trying to. Because if you leave the carry alone and he can't 1v1 the LC, you're in a bad spot. So you need to pay more attention.
Well, neither of these supports is that great at helping the safe lane, but that's also where you sometimes see Matu pull out heroes like Lone Druid, for example. Would be something they want to consider. Something that doesn't need all that help. Necrophos, another hero.
Yeah.
He plays quite a bit, so I think these kind of self-sustainable safe laners can be very good. But now they get the Darks here, they're going to hit the off lane.
Sure, with
Yeah.
Spirit Break.
A lot of pressure, some good synergy there. This kind of means the supports can't be as freed up to roam. It pairs up with a lot of those kind of safe lane heroes like the Void that we've seen Matu play.
10 seconds remaining.
That can be very strong in the
5
Sure,
seconds
Bob.
remaining.
Not saying Void plus the relocate.
Yeah, they haven't got any damage for Chrono. It would have to come from the Dark Iron Shell and then whatever their mid pick.
the other thing you can do damage. I've noticed a rise in popularity in the recently. Good.
Pugna? Pugna is undefeated?
Actually, Pugna's very good against LC because of the decrep. The life. You just keep those you. Two ways of saving.
Wonder if there's been any Pugna play from Miracle that he's practicing.
Probably not likely because it's not something that you want to put more of like a semi-carry hero. Not saying Pugna can't carry the game, but it's not your traditional carry hero. If you talk about like something that you want to give Miracle, it's probably like OD, Ember, those kind of heroes.
Juggernaut, the laning prowess of Infamous as far as their hero picks go continues. Another strong laning hero. You've got kill potential with the Blade Fury, you've got the healing ward to sustain yourself against Darkseer. They are just looking to make sure they do not lose from the laning stage.
But most of their current setup is like taking like very small skirmish. The only big AoE they have is like the Sand King. Whereas for Liquid, because they have the Darkseer, you should pair the Darkseer with some big team fight. So far we've seen like Darkseer comment. Yesterday it was from BP. Yeah, the Darkseer disrupted.
Darkseer disrupted, Darkseer Sanking, they do the Darkseer Slaughter. We're not going to see any Slaughter or Sanking here with the Spirit Breaker picked up though. So the carry in the midst don't pair normally as well the Darkseer. Sven is banned.
I kind of like Ursa, I mean, for Liquid, because Ursa is pretty good against Juggernaut. Okay. And Ursa pairs quite well with Bio.
Good. It's the
Matu
Matu pick I mentioned that can be very good in lane against Legion Commander. Could also go the mid lane if they so choose to mix it up, but I imagine this game more likely just something, considering their supports, you're going to have a safe lane hero that's kind of left alone, and that's where I think you want the lone druid there.
Yeah, it's pretty tanky. You want tanky heroes against the LC, and because you have Io, you also want tanky heroes because he's alive, a lot of heroes, and they have right now a very clear plan. One Sieger, one Initiator. Like Spirit Breaker is going to be the Initiator with the Darkseer. A Lone Druid is Darkseer can be the utility. Io is like the saver. So they have like pretty straightforward setup.
So Matu, from all I've seen, is still been going the Radiance Bear build with the Midas into Radiance. We saw Arteezy though go back to the right click build
yeah,
yesterday.
he was playing the bear like the hero, and Matu was building items on the.
Do you feel like the right-click build is viable? I mean, obviously it is because Arteezy it yesterday, but is it just like a one-off thing, or do you think it's going to be more of a prevalent way of building the hero again?
I think depending on situation, I kind of think that it's going to be games that for the Radiance, it's going to be building on the hero. So you just need to decide when you should build. You should not like go into the game like I'm going to buy. This is the build I'm going to go.
Which game is this?
I kind of like the Radiance one because I don't think you should fight him with your hero.
LC and Juggernaut.
Yeah, I think your hero should be in form and hiding behind bear.
The bear.
Yeah.
Out front. Liquid also, I think the big reason this is a team that's almost always going to play the Radiance build. They like to kind of split push more. Like when you watch Matu play the hero, he'll send his bear out, he'll hide his hero in the trees, his bear with a Radiance, or it's just his bear itself is split pushing towers, skipping waves. Ooh, interesting little pick. So I think just Liquid as a team will always prefer that Radiant start.
Yep, the PA is like something like the Ember. It's like good synergy with the Iron Shell. You want someone to run up, do damage, and they have IOPA, which is much stronger in the laning phase. And because LC and Juggernaut are both physical heroes, PA is better against. Ember is like you're good against like if they have magic, then you. But you're weaker against the Juggernaut.
Huck is going to come out. So a hero that can go mid, can at least sustain itself alright against the PA just by being able to phase shift dodge the Stifling Dagger harass a bit, but probably not an easy lane if you're in a 1v2 for Tomato.
They probably should give him some help at the start. I think ideally, I mean in general probably the Sand King would just go there. But I think ideally against that kind of lane, you probably want like someone like a Silencer go there and help. But probably the normal setup, the Silencer will be bottom with the jump double melee. Sanking's gonna try. I'm not sure how much he can do in that lane.
You just trialing mid. We see that both supports go mid some
10
games, you know?
seconds remaining.
And
Yeah,
then start with 3 heroes mid.
because they are up against the IO plus Spirit Breaker, they probably have to carry an early TP on the silent, back up the mid. A lot of action.
We'll see how the lanes kind of unfold here. I do like seeing the PA picks. I mean, we haven't seen Miracle on much, but really enabled by the draft. I think it's a pick that just wouldn't be that good if not for the fact you've got the Iron Shell, you've got the IO to back him up, so we'll see how things go for Team Liquid, who are, I believe, just 1 loss for Team Liquid. I think they come into today 5-1. They had a fantastic day 1 with just the draw against EG. So Liquid is definitely looking like one of the top contenders for their group, and really come to TI, one of the top favorites. They won the last 2 big LAN events they played in, both Dream League as well as Epicenter. So Liquid is definitely a team that people are looking at top contender to win.
So overall draft, I think in Liquid's draft seems like a draft with a much solid game plan. They have like healers, they have like a much more well balanced, whereas Info, they have put a lot of focus in their lanes. So I think if they do not win at least bare minimum, they're gonna have a hard time fight 5-on-5 when they get their items. It's gonna be very difficult. Once Darkseer has Mac plus the Radiance, that's gonna be a strongest You ideally want to take all the outer towers with the Mac Radiance timing.
Wow!
You mentioned 2 lanes. Which are the 2 lanes you think they can?
30
Legion,
seconds to
the
go.
Legion lane and probably safe lane,
Yeah.
Silencer job. I don't think they can do much with that lane.
Just
It's
try
gonna-
and break even, I guess. Get
Yeah.
some farm.
If he breaks even, it's a great thing itself already. So I think Sanking probably should help the LC or the top. These are the 2 lanes.
Yeah, so kind of just ditch the puck, say get the most you can here, and go from there. But Liquid mentioned about Infamous winning their safe lane, at least for the start. The bounty route is going to go Liquid's way with GH getting an early bottle.
Still 2 apiece. Infamous has managed to take the bottom bounty run away. They have a good vision on the top side, so they saw them coming. It's an even trade right there for Infamous. So Sanking's gonna start in the bot lane. Like, all eyes is gonna be on Matthew. He's gonna dictate a lot of their movements, and he's gonna like primarily decide how many lanes they're gonna be able to win.
I guess similarly for Liquid, it's on Kuro. He's placed the similar role to the Sanking. He's going to be on the Spirit Breaker. We'll see where he goes early on with his charges and movements.
Yeah.
What is he up to? Is this some
Stacking?
shenanigans?
Is he gonna stack?
He's just standing. Yeah, it might just be stacking early. I wonder if there's some kind of play he can do. We'll take a look at bottom because Matu is being body blocked after a stun. The right click damage is formidable. The kill. And the salve popped by
Yeah,
Matu.
he's just like letting mind control get the solo XP stacking here. Like a bit similar. Remember the game that we casted yesterday? There was this was happening. I think it was a fanatic game. DJ was like stacking. He didn't show himself in the lane, so it puts the enemy on like, oh, where's the Spirit Breaker? We need to find him. Is he
Yeah,
here?
if you're going to stack though, you better hit those stacks. He dedicated his first minute or so of time to going for that and did not unfortunately find it. Definitely one of the harder camps to stack with the range creep there, not just having the melee creeps. Unfortunate, but Kuro says, alright, stack's not going to work, time to actually make a move, and I'm curious to see where he goes. The ground courier is around the mid lane, Kuro not smoked up, can't actually snipe that one.
Yep. He's like waiting for Timado to use his orb. Then he can maybe find a chance to kill.
He used the phase shift, he's going to charge on in, we'll take some tower shots here. TP coming in from Sanking, Kuro needs to not get caught by the Burrow Strike, the body block there, Tomato went aggressive! The balls on this man, was that really the play? Miracle is chasing under the tower, goes for the blink strike in, Tomato needs to juke this one more right click, he does get a phase shift off, he's trying to get around the tree, GH is there, gets the first blood.
Oh my
Tomato,
God.
you madman!
That
Orbs
was
in aggressively. Did Queen Tekka TP in or did he just rotate? He's looking for a
yeah.
revenge
Queen
kill.
Tekka TP'd in.
Oh my.
I don't think he expected the Sanking to have no mana for a Burrow Strike.
Oh.
Otherwise, that play probably would have worked.
Yep. Yeah, Sanking had the boots and everything. He could have tried to chase them down and
Or
get the Spirit Breaker.
Get a 2-man stun, then the puck would not have died, and they would have at least gotten the higher kill, I believe.
What?
for the Spirit Breaker. One of the kills.
Pretty bad because it does give Matu a bit of freedom in this bottom lane too. That's both bottom heroes rotating in. 2 TPs from Infamous being used very early on as well. So definitely a little bit concerning. We'll see where things go from here. Matthew swooping on in will steal the bounty room from up top. Already level 3 on this Sand King. That is crazy considering how early on. He's actually looking for this kill and he's going to find it. Great move. He comes top, gets the bounty rune, swoops in with the jug, finds the kill. I mentioned how instrumental this player is going to be to the early game of Infamous, and we're seeing his involvement already.
This guy has been the player that left a really good impression after I watched some of their replays. He's been moving really well. Like yesterday, some of the games where he was playing Tusk, he was pretty impressive in secret, saving a lot of heroes with Snowball. And today, he's showing again on his Sand King, he can be very good with his map movement, rotations, getting a lot of kills for his team.
We'll see where he goes next. For now, he's sitting at top, working with some of these pull camps. May look to swoop into the jungle again around that 4-minute bounty rune and contest some of this Darkseid jungle.
Laning wise, they're doing okay. I wouldn't say like they're winning at least 2 lanes, but they are doing okay in 2 lanes, apart from the Puck. So the Juggernaut and LC, like we said, doing okay. But the TP earlier by LC definitely slowed her down. She was doing like quite much better before that, but because she had to TP mid.
Matthew did manage to go in and steal that bounty room, but will he pay for this with his life? He doesn't actually have mana for another Burrow Strike. He had to use the first one to get
He's
that.
dead.
And yeah, it does look like it with the charge coming in. Kill. Another kill. GH. Stop. Kill stealing. And the bounty rune up top will not be there for Kuro to pick up. But good punish. You know, if that Sand King's going to go in and steal those bounty runes, especially if he uses a Burrow Strike, his only Burrow Strike he had, make sure you do punish him for doing so.
This is the 3-man mid lane.
Sand King neighborhood. He orbs in. They go on him because of this.
Oh, the tether broke.
Well, he's going to turn around. He wants this Io kill, and GH is going to go down. It was a bait. Matthew was there ready. Could they get another kill here? Kuro could get caught by a Burrow Strike to follow this one up. Tomato phase shift dodges the Cycling Dagger. There's going to be a Burrow Strike, and this is going to be a double kill for Tomato. Great play. You talked about Matthew and how good he can be, and we're seeing it again here. He's got another Burrow Strike, but here comes the Io. Have to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, the ward there earlier, they had a ward here around this area. Scouted out the IO running past, so he was positioned in a very aggressive position, so Matthew was able to identify that something's going to happen in mid lane. TP's in, he just sits there, waits for Spirit Breaker and Io to go in on him, on his teammate, and he just pops up, gets a stun, counter game.
Mind control. Oh, he gets clipped at the edge. Matthew gets another kill for his team. 4 kills. Every single one has his name on it in some fashion.
Yeah, his movement has been very, very good. But right now, laning wise, still net worth of the core, net worth PA top of the 10 heroes right now. It's not gonna be.
Yeah.
Infamous is not gonna be too happy about that.
And Matu is mostly free farming bottom as well.
They put back the same Observer Ward. Previously, they know that the mid lane needs a lot of attention. It's the IO plus Spirit Breaker.
Well, they want to stop Miracle. They know he's farming well. They're coming in to try and deal with him. GH is there to try and back him up from behind. He is healing him up, has a couple bottle charges, even a Fairy Fire, and he looks like Miracle's trying to think about turning this one around. Needs to be careful. GH is running a bit low on heals. There's going to be another bar. It's like the charge coming through, catches all 3. This is looking bad for Infamous. Liquid get themselves a silencer kill, and it's the GH IO backing up Miracle. Well played. They can fall back, hit the showers.
Oh my god, that was just very, very, very good play by the 3 of them. Miracle understanding how much he can tank there. Yet he went in so deep that I thought he was actually gonna die, but they were able to just get to him on time with the charge and the overcharge from IO to save him.
Once the IO tethered him, you know he's going to live, but what you don't expect is for him to go back in aggressively, but he did just that, found some kills. He's looking for more kills with the help of IO. They're going to get the root at bottom. King Tekka does manage to get the press the attack to get out of there, and Matu, be careful. TP in from the Juggernaut. There is an Omni Slash to go with this one. There's going to be a Dream Call the Blade Fury. Matu in trouble. Can the IO save him? That's the big question here. Matu's trying to juke off to the left side. Doesn't break the Dream Call. He gets out of there, and it's again GH bailing his buddies out. Vengeance does not have mana for an Omni Slash just yet. Has it in a couple of seconds, but Liquid have numbers. Miracle's rotate in from the mid lane. He gets a kill. Will not find Benj, as it looks like. Does manage to escape out of there. Tomato going to orb himself away, but he gets caught by the charge as well as Miracle's dagger, and this is going to be a dead puck by the looks of things. One more right click from Miracle, doesn't quite get it. The Stifling Dagger will, as he finished him off, and now Matthew in trouble. Liquid, GH, so impactful. He does end up going down to oppress the attack, but what aggression coming out from Liquid here in the early game. This LC looks done for as they will chase him down, bring him down. When you talk about how impactful Matthew's been for Infamous, it's IO, it's GH, who's just been everywhere he needs to back his teammates up, even lead the aggression. He has been so well positioned on this IO.
Well, that's one of the biggest reasons why teams, they usually never want to play against their IO.
It's so impressive to watch him. His positioning is always so good where his core gets going on, he'll tether them, but he never puts himself in danger. Only at the very end there does he get caught by like a stray, overwhelming odds as LC respawns, but he's always like, he's on the low ground while his cores are on the high ground. He's just, it's impossible for the Jug to get to him to use an Omni Slash.
He probably should have used the Omni Slash though, against the Lone Druid when they caught. Yeah, when they caught the Lone Druid, he thinks that he could have gotten the kill just by spinning, but the IO kept the Lone Druid alive, and he didn't have enough mana to Omni Slash after he spin.
That's the problem. You often calculate your mana. You're like, oh, I've got mana for Blade Fury and Omni Slash, but after you TP, that's an extra 75 mana you don't account for. So you only had one spell after the TP.
And he didn't have his Aquila, like he didn't have like that extra stat. Like usually for Juggernaut to be able to cast all your like your spin and your Omni in the early fights, you need like either a wand, an upgraded wand, or an Aquila.
Yeah, just that +4 stats from the wand could have made a big difference. He was literally 10 mana short of using Omni Slash.
That was his first move, and as a Juggernaut, your first rotation counts a lot for the team. And that was the kind of move that would have been able to help Infamous get themselves back into the game.
The end result is Liquid are further ahead. PA miles ahead on net worth. Lone Druid has his Midas, is just going to accelerate towards that Radiance, and suddenly Infamous are going to be wondering, how do we slow down Liquid? How do we stop this Radiance coming up and destroying us?
They're probably not going to be able to slow down the Radiance anymore, like do too much about it, but in the meantime, they're going to have to rely on their daggers, the Puck, Sand King, LC, because they're going to have probably 3 daggers this game, yeah, most likely 3 daggers, Puck, Sand King and LC. And with the global silence, they're going to have to rely on this pick-off game, you know, they pick a hero off somewhere, but Matthew gets a double stun.
Oh, that was Miracle blinking in! Oh, from the high ground, they were there ready, the global sun's there, but Miracle's still alive, and here's GH ready to save the day.
Oh,
as the turnaround could come in from this one. Matu even rotating in from the bottom lane. Kuro's low, but he gets to bash. And followed up by a root. Everything going against Matthew here. The orb is not going to reach Kuro. He goes for the charge, does die to the right click from Tomato, and Matthew's actually still alive. This could end up okay. Benjaz going to rotate it again. This time he does have an Omni Slash. Can he get it off? He needs to find a target. Will find GH. 1, 2, 3 slices. It's enough to get the kill, and Infamous managed to bounce back, find the team fight they were looking for. Matthew's not done, has another Burrow Strike, wants Mind Control. Crowd will go through, catches just one as Tomato did manage to dodge it. The orb will go through as well, gets another kill or 2. Liquid, suddenly the aggression gets a bit too much. Ultra kill for Tomato. The young South American player coming up big there.
Yep, that's gonna put him back into the game. Gonna give him the Veil, almost completed there.
It started off like, I mean, first it looked great for Infamous. They caught them by surprise. He burrow striked as PA blinked in. I don't think he even realized the PA was going to blink in when he burrowed.
Yeah, he didn't even like cast his epi, you know. He cast his epi, you see, he cast his epi quite late. He burrowed, and then LC went to duel. Then only after that he decides that, oh, not enough damage. He needs to cast his epi. If he started with the burrow epi, it would have been
a lot better.
Perfect for Infamous. I think the PA would have just died.
Yeah. They even had the global silence to ensure the epicenter goes off. Not that there was any way of cancelling it there. So, fantastic sequence of events for Infamous. They kind of draw back level off of that. I think that'll be a wake-up call for Liquid. Like, okay, let's finish our items. PA doesn't have Deso yet. We've got a Lone Druid who, while you kind of can fight and do okay with the roots, you really just want to farm that Radiance and have some alone time. So I think Liquid will slow things down as a result of that.
He actually lost a lot of ground, yeah, Matu.
Yeah, he came into that fight and did end up going down.
Yeah, he's gonna have probably, at this rate, if they don't fight and he make sure he doesn't die, probably gonna have it in another 5 minutes, like 17, 18 minutes. Still gonna be a good timing for them. So in the meantime, Infamous has to just keep running at them.
Well, they're going to do just that. They come very close to Miracle. I believe they may have seen him. The smoke did not pop.
They need to put down
Now
the
it
ward.
pops. Miracle. Oh, they get him with the ward. Can they? Yep, Green Collar's there. Miracle should go down here. There's no relocate save thanks to the global silence. Making sure they can get this kill. Good use of the global. I feel like that's a necessity when there's an eye on the playing field. Speaking of which, he's being chased down. Matthew going to get him with a Burrow Strike, and there's no tether for a couple of seconds. GH is going to get jeweled. The charge is there. They get the kill, but there's the puck. Kuro trying to TP out. He's successful. Oh my gosh, how did he even get out of that one? No +2 for the Silencer XL on that one, but they do get the key kills. That is the PA. Whoa, you have not got Sandstorm. I don't think Matu realizes, but he just wants the tower, and he will get just that.
Yep. Right now for Liquid, the game is like going too fast for them. They have to be very careful to not take too many fights. Darkseer hasn't completed his mech. Radiance is still something that they want to wait for before they take like a full scale engage. PA is close to his Desolator.
Yep.
At some point you probably still want to get a BKB on the PA.
After the Desos,
Yeah,
I guess
even-
normally where you see it.
I mean, sometimes players don't like to get BKB when they have IO on their team. Sometimes it might work against you when you're in trouble and you already pop your BKB, then the IO can't really save you. Yeah, but there's a lot of
You're
disables.
against, and just against the global silence, like you may not be able to be saved anyways, because
Yeah.
IO's going to get global, so you just want to have that BKB to bail yourself out.
Yeah, probably still has. Yeah, he has to go for it later at some point. I think the next item is fine for him.
Kuro will find the ward here, but probably does not know where this other ward is. We'll see. He's actually got 3 obs, 3 sentries, and he does find it. Okay. Good dewarding coming out from the Liquid captain.
Yeah, because when they smoke in like this, you kind of expect there's gonna be a vision somewhere when they come in.
I mean, often that ward would be on that cliff. I was surprised to not see him put it up there. I guess if he didn't find it with the first sentry, he had another one to use.
Yep, he puts sentries in 2 spots, like puts up his walls. They're gonna need all the vision that he can give his team right now, because when you're in this phase, the farming phase, the thing that you're gonna rely on the most is the vision, so that you can you understand where is a safe spot to farm, where are the enemies heading to, which tower you can trade. Because when you're farming for items and you're not ready to fight, you do not want to defend your towers when they send a lot of heroes there. You're gonna look to trade, so having vision is gonna help you a lot.
Matu just sending his bear to follow this Sand King while this hero farms. Watching this guy play Lone Druid definitely shows you how you can micro and play around the hero to its full potential.
Yeah, so they just completed the mech on Mind Control. Desolator completed recently, and he's actually going for a hood. So like I suspected, he doesn't want to go BKB because of the IO.
But wants a defensive item.
Wants a hood. I'm not sure how. This is the kind of thing that it's always debatable. Is it good to skip the BKB instead of the hood in this kind of game? We'll see, because having the IO, like he basically like trusts that GH is gonna bail him out every single time, and he goes for the more like efficient build. Like you have regen and it's cheaper, and it gives you, because BKB is only good when you use it. You know, when it's on cooldown, it just gives you like raw HP and some damage. But Hood provides you like resistance and regen all the time.
See how it works out. Right now Infamous have slowed things down. I think something Liquid realizing that is maybe hindering Infamous is they have used up a lot of their smokes. 2 smoke ganks in quick succession, the level 1 smoke. Most they have like 1 smoke available right now, if any.
Yeah, they have their second dagger up now. Puck is gonna have a dagger maybe in a couple of minutes. But Infamous needs to step up the speed of the game right now with their second dagger on the Sand King. They have to keep hitting Liquid before they get their Radiance. Once the bear comes up with the Radiance and they group up with the mech on the Darks here, it's gonna be quite difficult for them to take fights.
It feels like even though they've got these blinks, they're finding it hard. Look at the Radiant Vision. 4 Observer wards scattered around the entire map. And if you haven't got smokes, how can you actually gank around those ones? And it does appear that there are no smokes available to Infamous, because they've got these blinks, but they're unable to make moves. And as a result, Lone Druid is just continuing to farm towards that Radiance.
I mean, I didn't realize that they actually spent all their smokes.
I don't know, you can't actually check as Observer anymore about the number of smokes left, but like they use 2 in a row. At most they have 1 smoke. I want to say it feels like they don't have any.
They should have one smoke. Oh, silence?
On it.
Sanking FB, it's a
Every ulti.
quite a big pick-off there. PA is one of their highest value heroes right now. So let's see if they can transition. They'll probably just have to go back to defend their lanes. So this is the kind of thing where Liquid, when you're farming, you want to do. Even though someone dies, but look at how push out the top and the bottom lane are. So it forces Infamous to go back to defend, and they're not going to be able to transition into any objectives here.
Do you think Liquid smoke when PA respawns? Like, do you want to try and fight while Global's on cooldown?
Yeah, Epicenter as well. They use Global, Epicenter. But can they get... I think Roshan? Roshan should be nice for them, because they have the Desolator on PA.
And they haven't, like, they've got a... They can push when they've maybe got the Radiance, but they're not really looking just to push down the lane.
Yeah.
I think if anything, they want to go for a fight, kills, or like you say, Roshan.
So, ideally, they maybe try to pick someone off with the Spirit Breaker plus Relocate. You pick someone off, and then maybe you do your Roshan, and then you proceed to push.
Yeah.
Or you finish the tier 1 at mid, because there's still a tier 1 mid.
And they've got relocate. Oh, actually, they don't have relocate. If they had relocate, they may not have to smoke with the entire team because they could relocate it.
Yeah,
But
he's gonna probably stick with the... Like, they can push out lanes very quickly, because if you think about their heroes, once the bear has Radiance, the bear will push out... The pet bear will push out one lane. Then Darkseer's Iron Shell will be shuffling out lanes. So yeah, it will be quite easy for Liquid to look for opportunities to pick. Oh,
go in. Burrow Strike will catch the IO behind the charge. Goes through. They're trying to get the kill with the Jewel here, but here comes GH. He's healing them up from behind. It's going to be LC who ends up going down. Jugs Omnislash comes a bit too late with a few too many creeps and Mind Control. Dropping items in the middle of the fight just to get that extra bit of value. Dreamcoil now going to catch 2. Benjis does not really have any spells here. Could look to right-click his way through this one, but feels like he may need a Blade Fury to actually be able to turn and fight.
oh, this is bad. This
Yeah,
is
gonna
really
come
bad.
back in. Benjaz puts down the healing ward, has a Blade Fury to try and get away perhaps. Matthew gonna blink in Burrow Strike. They realize they have to go on this IO. Can they actually bring him down? 1 or 2 more right clicks will be enough. Matthew gets the kill. The sentry's there though. He's gonna pop out of the Sandstorm. Ends up going down the Puck in trouble route into Savage Roar with a charge. Gets chain disabled and brought down.
Yeah, their initiation was not very good from Infamous. I think they needed to focus on the IO. The Sanking stunned like 2 heroes. He stunned the IO and the PA, and the LC did not actually duel the IO. He actually dueled the PA,
Yeah.
and he couldn't kill any of the heroes there.
The IO was like, yeah, very far forward. Like, we talk about GH's positioning. It felt like that was a moment in a time where they could actually...
So Ben just he's in trouble.
It's rooted in the Blade Fury. No escape for you, my friend. And
Yep.
Liquid charge forward.
This is their timing. Radiance, Mac, that's all done.
And they're, even though Global's back up, Infamous have not had time to regroup and reset. They're actually going to go high ground. Jug's dead for 35. There's no Silencer, no Global. They've just taken advantage of Infamous kind of trickling in one by one, punishing small little mistakes, and it just goes from bad to worse. The Glyph comes out. Liquid may back off and go for Roche instead. Or may focus their attention elsewhere and try and just continue farming. They have to recognize that Global Silence is a bit of a threat now. Be careful about how they approach this one. They do go into the Roshan pit, not trying to press the issue too much on the Infamous high ground.
Oh, things are looking really dire for the dire side right now. They don't have much more time. Now, once the Roshan is down, they're still gonna have to try and take the fights, you know, because eventually the push will come, the high ground push.
They're smoked, but they're going to be too late.
They have to try and fight.
Benja's TP's in, but they see him with the Observer Ward. Benja's vacuum, caught in the combo. Mind Control from the trees, gets a great initiation. The Burrow Strike with the Global Silence is, well, no Global Silence, doesn't actually come out. It's just the Puck Silence, and this is looking really bad for Infamous. They do manage to get 3 kills out of it, so maybe not as bad as it initially felt with that Darkseer combo. Miracle wants to clean up here, but it's Tomato's Puck trying to TP out, none successful. Miracle with an ultra kill. Great combo at the Roshan pit. He had Aegis.
Gosh, that was not easy at all. They actually timed the vacuum plus charge. You know, vacuum into Sanking Stun, Jakiro Ice Path. Those are far easier than vacuum into a Spirit Breaker charge. That was perfect timing by them. They charged like 4 heroes, but Sanking was able to actually salvage the fight. Somehow he came in with a very big epicenter in the middle of things after the combination of Liquid. So he was able to, like, I think, deal enough damage to pick off the other 3 heroes, and in the end of the fight, Juggernaut managed to use his Omni on the lone route, so they were able to finish off 4 of the heroes. No, 3 of the heroes, sorry.
Managed to do
Relocate?
not too bad. Yep. At top, they're going to get the kill on the Legion Commander. Looks like King Tekka will go down, and Matthew's gone in trying to bail his buddy out. The sentry's already there. And that Sandstorm will do nothing to help him out. You can see Infamous realizing things are not going according to plan as they bust out the chat wheel. Matthew's probably just saying, I should have just let you die. Radiant Vision again. Kuro's just been so good with the warding game, giving Vision of Heroes all over the map. They see Infamous, and with 2 dead, they actually, are likely just going to pressure this high ground. Matthew's got a Mask of Madness queued up. This bear gets tethered up. GH going to help heal it, give it some extra attack speed, and melt the buildings here. This is very problematic. Without a glyph, this is just going to be a straight up Rax by the looks of things. The bear will finish off the melee Rax, and Miracle is actually going in pretty deep here with the Aegis, not too afraid. Will end up blinking out. The Burrow Strike only catches the bear with the PA, not the targets you want to go on, but the vacuum turnaround is better. Matthew's Burrow Strike initiation, and it looks like he's going to go down. A bash from Kuro. Matthew trying to heal himself back up, has the healing ward to help him out, and he is staying alive for the time being, and it's going to be Kuro overextending here. Matthew does end up dying to the Miracle PA.
They really want that Sand King.
Yep. They pay the price though. Silence with the Jewel. Darkseer goes down, and Infamous could chase for more here. Miracle may have an Aegis, but his teammates do not. GH tether away. Gonna be close. Savage Roll may be needed. He gets to relocate out. He's back to base.
But he just Omni the Lone Druid bear. He just Omni the bear.
Well, you do what you gotta do. Axel out, forced to back off. Miracle will not get that kill, and back comes GH, ready to help his buddy out after a quick little fountain trip. Benjaz, ooh, the crits. One more crit, and that would have been all over Red Rover for him. Tomato wants a courier, it looks like. Will he find it? Does do so. Liquid not responding to that one. A messy situation going on, and while that's happening, here comes Kuro and Miracle. Getting a tier 3 tower. Miracle's like, oh yeah, I still have my Aegis. Let's just blink in. He's kind of alone here, and that will be a dual kill. His teammates are he's got one teammate nearby in the Spirit Breaker. Io's nearby as well now, but 2 teammates are not anywhere nearby. It looks like they're going to go looking for that Io. Kuro's there as well. The Io's already dead, and perhaps Liquid getting a bit too overconfident with the lead they've accrued, because this is definitely some aggression that's being slightly punished, but with the buyback from Kuro, it does look like Liquid can hold their ground, continue to fight. Miracle gets himself a double kill. He's godlike. He wants more. Benjaz needs to get himself back to the fountain, has got a Manta Star, will get himself back there with the help of it. Buyback will come, it's a duel, they really want this Miracle kill, they're going to get it off of that buyback. Tomato's chasing for more, does not have a Dream Call, doesn't stop TP out.
Okay, that was just a casual fountain dive, so they didn't get the Rex.
Yep, I mean, as said, like, this is Liquid, you know, getting kind of casual. I think they feel like this game is in the bag, they're not quite there yet, but I mean, in terms of gold lead, it's seen much bigger comebacks in 8K gold lead. It's more the nature of this game. They just took a melee Rax in very good position with their draft.
I tell you, Kuro is not going to be happy about that.
At the same time, it's one of those, I think it's when you're playing a long group stage, it's kind of like, well, you know, the game's in the bag, let's, you know, maybe, hopefully they just have a laugh about it.
Yep. You know, but still, you know, it's not a good sign when you when you sometimes play like that. Because the captain might not be too happy, too pleased, because he expects you to be 100% every time. You do not underestimate any opponents here.
Yeah. I guess the counter argument is you can't be 100% all the time, so you maybe want to save that full-on focus and mental energy for the closer matches, because this game is currently looking like it is going to go Liquid's way. You don't want to do too much more of that, or it could change, but we'll see what Infamous can put together. They definitely have had some moments of brilliance this game. Some great early smoke movements, but once they ran out of smokes, that's where we really saw them slow things down at a time when they didn't want to slow things down. It was when the Lone Druid was trying to finish his Radiance that they weren't pressuring towers, they weren't ganking, they were just letting him farm, and they didn't have any aggression or pressure on the map.
I mean, right now, Liquid just needs to make sure that they don't overextend, they play around. They just need to play around the Radiance bear and wait for Infamous to come in. They do not necessarily need to dive them, you know. Just let the Lone Druid siege with the bear, that's like the safest way. You siege with the bear, you wait for the right moment, they come in, and then you just like try to relocate or try to save your teammates.
They are sieging with the bear, and it is doing a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah, the Darkseer has the Greaves to remove the silence so that he can actually counter-initiate once they come in.
Bear does get purged, so loses that attack speed buff, but this tower still goes down. They need some healing, and yet GH is like, alright, I'll treat this bear like it's a hero.
I mean, at this point, the hero is not the hero.
The bear gonna TP back, try and heal itself right up. It actually cancels it as the fight breaks out. Infamous have actually initiated here. They take down the IO and then the PA. Great start to the fight. Liquid are not out of the woods just yet. The vacuum comes in after the fight has already kind of started to go Infamous's way. The buyback from the Sand King, he really wants to make sure this fight goes well. Matu is being chased down the jug with the purge. It's going to be enough. Vengeance is getting very low though, and will go down. Kuro's there with the charge. Puck still looking to clean up. Will take out Mind Control, and Liquid, 1 kill away from a team-wide. Axel will get away from the Spirit Breaker, and Kuro goes down. The Sand King buyback, well worth it in the end. Axel, oh, he dies to the Adaxa illusion. Unfortunate for him, but ultimately a successful team fight as Infamous. They lose their tier 3 tower, they still hold. The concern is still very much their base is slowly falling apart.
But that was a very good read by Infamous. Once they saw the Darkseer, he used his mech to try and heal his to heal the bear, because they tethered to the Spirit Bear. No. They wasted 2 spells. They tethered, they healed the Spirit Bear, and that was the moment where the LC just blinked on the PA, because they knew that the Darkseer could not have used his Greaves to remove the silence to counter initiate. So it was a very good move there by Infamous, realizing that Liquid has used some of their resources.
Yep. Recognize weakness and capitalize on. GH is going to get found by a Sand King Burrow Strike, and the Puck Dagon deletes him.
This is actually not looking good right now for Liquid if they keep giving off the pickups like this. The Puck is gonna get too strong, and every fight he's just gonna be able to instantly kill the IO. That is his job right now in the fights. Remove the IO right away and take the fight from there. And LC should always duel the PA, because the Blademan is just gonna kill the PA.
Crush the PA in these fights, and with the global silence there's nothing you can do to protect and save him. That will change when IO finishes this Lotus Orb, which he is just 1300 gold away from. He's actually quite farmed on the IO. Just needs a plate mail to complete it.
So they have a Solar Crest completed on the Darkseer.
And the base. They've got a couple of Solar Crests. Liquid gonna focus back on the objectives. Going for Roshan. Will Infamous figure this one out? It looks like they are perhaps a bit too far back defending and pushing out the lanes to actually get in and stop this.
Quite interesting though. I felt like they kind of needed a pipe, because the Sand King and the Puck are actually doing so much damage in team combats with their spells.
Yeah.
Like having a pipe would be really good for Liquid. But the supports are not going to be able to do it if anything. Only the PA can do it if they want. Yeah, pipe or the Darkseer. I think Darkseer could have gone for the pipe, because they already have a Solar Crest on the bear, right? The bear has a Solar Crest.
Well, defending gets a bit harder now with Aegis. Oh, this Shadow Blade. I don't know if it's been scattered or they realize Vengeance is just invis in. We'll find Kuro, who's going to go and does come out of the invis. Unfortunately, they maybe weren't ready to fight this one. Vengeance forced to scurry away. The global silence not used to fight, but to flee. GH is still being focused here. Has the Glimmer Cape to help a little bit to heal himself back up, and actually relocates himself back to Fountain. By himself, can Infamous punish this? It doesn't look like it. Vengeance scouted things out, but didn't find a good target to go on. Kuro needs to be a little bit careful as he does charge onto the high ground. Miracle going to go back to focusing objectives. No glyph just used, no glyph now. Once that ends, and the problem is these buildings will melt to the Spirit Bear. They have to deal with that bear somehow. In the backlines it is. Okay, they get Kuro with the Dagon Puck. Back in the base, the buildings are going down slowly. Jewel coming out. They initiate now. They really want to get this kill to start things off. Miracle has Aegis as well. The Omni Slash dicing on through. Great hit center with the Burrow Strike, doing some good damage here, but it's still not looking to be enough. The bash through the Blade Fury. Vengeance somehow survives with a Shadow Blade, as Matthew will also Burrow Strike his way out. Will still go down. Tomato gets himself a triple kill. Did not see where that last kill came in. He killed Matu. Matu had a cheese. He did manage to use it and still go down. Infamous lose racks, do pick up some kills along the way.
Yep, 2 lanes down already.
They're fighting well, but ultimately the damage is adding up, and at a certain point, that point being mega creeps, it's too much, it's insurmountable.
But still, like, you could see, like, the Puck, he just jumps the back line and he kills the supports very easily.
DD Rune.
Without, like, a pipe, like, the supports just die, you know? They don't have anything to save themselves, so that's basically gonna happen in every fight. Puck's gonna look for the supports behind enemy lines. LC is gonna duel most likely the P every single fight.
Big
Patience
play
from
from
Zoe.
Puck to not let the PA bottle that DD rune or even just pick it up. DD on PA at this stage would probably just be game over.
They have to try and jump on Liquid before they set up base, you know, in front of their racks and just hit the racks.
Even if you win the fight, you're gonna lose Magus.
you need to take the fight outside of your base.
Kind of like you're versing the Shadow Shaman, you know, if he drops those wards, your buildings are dead. You've
Or
gotta-
Shadow Demon Luna. You can't let them do their Disrupt, Illusion and Siege. So
have
you
to-
need to take the fight outside.
Yep. Somehow get out there. It is possible. They have got some good initiation tools.
Look at their wards though. They have 2 wards set up outside the lane, so they might be able to get a good opening here.
Multiple blinks.
Smoke, they have a smoke.
Global, they need to use it. They need to use it soon. Perhaps they're already a bit too late because PA is already hitting the buildings with an Aegis. Choking a Shadow Blade on in Despair is going to be the big problem. They really need to kill Matu. It feels like the Jewel does go out onto him. And unfortunately, they've already lost the Raxi. They will lose the LC and the Jewel. Not even close to winning that one. The Epicenter on the backlines doesn't do a whole lot. They get the IO kill, but really they need damage for the main fight. And Infamous, they're crumbling. And game 1 will go the way of Team Liquid. The expected result, perhaps not as smooth as expected. The kill score kind of speaks to that, 33 to 32. Very close on kills, but realistically, a game that Liquid probably feel pretty confidently they had throughout the majority of the game.
Yep, not a very clean game by Liquid, but it's a very good strat, like what they have, what they drafted, and how they played. Things that you can comment on Liquid here in this game that they did really well. Kuro was really good with the wards. Vision was there when they needed, you know, there was a time where they needed to farm their mech. Radiance, that's all. There was like nothing happening on the map because they were farming their core items, and they didn't really have like a support that could easily create situations in the map to have like create openings for their team. Because Spirit Breaker and IO basically did their job past the laning phase. After that, there was a farming period, and their vision was very good. And they understood their timing. Once Matu got his Radiance, they took a big fight after that. They won that fight because of the Radiance mech timing, and they put themselves in a position where they could have just gotten the Rosha. Tower after tower and Roche and just siege the high ground. But they wasted their Aegis because they dived. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, if you rate them in different categories, strategically it was really 10 out of 10. From draft to the vision game to playing around the Radiance timing, focusing objectives, they did everything right. Some individual plays, some moments where they just you could kind of see they got a bit cocky. They knew, I think, they in their minds knew that they were going to win, and as a result they made some plays that they normally wouldn't make.
GH is still like probably the MVP. For this match, like for their team. Like in the early game, he had like a few really clutch saves, saving the PA in a few occasions, and PA was able to bait Infamous because Infamous knew that they needed to actually go in at that time. They needed to keep fighting. If the game goes into a farming mode, it's going to be good for Liquid. And at that stage of the game, the IO just basically held his team together with the saves and just kept his team in the game, you know.
Yep, definitely some fantastic moments for Infamous. A 17 for Puck, some great rotations from Sanking, so showing they can go toe-to-toe with Liquid. We'll see what Game 2 has in store, whether or not Infamous can bounce back or if Liquid's just going to be a bit too good and have a bit too much experience for them to deal with. We'll be right back with Game 2.
Still, I'm very impressed by Matthew from the first game. Movements and his epicenter when he got his dagger in the team fights, his timing in the fights.
I was impressed by Tomato. That puck play was pretty fantastic too. I just loved how he didn't seem like he lost his confidence. He's a young player. He is, I think, one of those flashy players. But like when he got ganked, he wasn't afraid to orbit and go aggressive. You know, like when we looked at it, we're like, what? He's orbing him? He could just orb away and live. But he's like, nah, I'm gonna trust my team to back me up. He had the same mentality as Miracle with that mid lane.
Yeah, they need to be like all the mid players nowadays. They need to be very confident and they understand their limits. And one word, the play where Miracle went back in is just one word: trust. He knows GH is gonna save him, and the Spirit Breaker is coming somewhere. It's gonna reach somewhere in the next few seconds.
Well, Infamous is gonna go with the same duo, LC Silencer.
They love their LC and Silencer.
It's kind of like their take on the Batrider Silencer, where you would get an initiation, a single target who you want to isolate and kill, ideally a core hero, and then you guarantee that kill by throwing Global Silence.
Yep, but Silencer is a support where you can get abused by Nature's Prophet. Yes, Liquid has been running the Prophet in a couple of their games yesterday.
See if that is going to be the pick here. Might tip a bit too much of their hand with the Shaker in a support role.
Probably not so early because they have the Shaker. You want to keep your options open because Shaker could be your support / off lane or mid in some games.
That's true. I guess Prophet, we've seen Matu also play in the safe lane. There is flexibility with the Prophet.
Yeah, but I still kind of like maybe like you go for a saving support, like either Tusker or Winter Wyvern against LC. I like
the Lich. The
not exactly a saving support, but
it's a little bit. But you got the ice armor, you know.
Pretty good against the LC, the armor. But the main thing about the hero is the lane. He's a very lane dominating support. You pick the hero to win the lanes.
This hero has been one of the, I think, emerging picks as far as this TI goes. You know, there's some heroes that are just suddenly coming out and being picked a lot. Lich is definitely one of them that previously weren't picked.
I still don't fully buy the hero that he's a first phase hero. I think that the more games you're gonna see teams picking more, then they're gonna start to realize other things, and maybe because it's a group stage, you know, it might be just teams thinking that this hero might be good, this hero might be good, or it worked well in scrims, but when they play in the group stage,
well, and then
it might sway their opinion about things, and when you come to the main event, the hero might not be picked as much.
You're going to look at what the top teams did. Like, you go back to like TI5, everyone just kind of looked at CDC and like, oh, they're playing this way, we got to play this way. And right now, you look at what LGD and LFY are doing, if they're not playing a hero, you may just be like, oh, we better play what they're playing.
Yeah, they've been picking Lich a lot.
That's true, they have been actually.
Lich, AA, Pugna, you know, all those pushing heroes. And I think, to be honest, Lich, right now, the thing that he provides for you, the lane dominating factor, and it's very good against. For me, I like to see Lich as a counter towards, let's say, some kind of tower sieger like a TB or a Death Prophet. You have a few points in your armor, and every time you see them sieging, like before the siege reaches your tower, you TP on, you put your Frost armor on the tower. It's a very good counter because usually you are able to delay the push enough that either the Metamorph has run out or the Death Prophet ultimate has run out, and then you can find a move for your team. You basically wasted the enemy ultimate.
It's, yeah, definitely.
But right now, I see the teams picking Lich, not even into those heroes. They are just picking Lich because
for the deny.
Yeah, for valuing the hero highly in terms of winning your lanes.
It's definitely very noticeable when you see the hero levels like 10 minutes in the game, because range creeps give so much more experience than the melee creep. So if you're just denying a range creep every couple of waves, that adds up a lot. Lich is never going to need that minute 10 Tomb of Experience. He's always going to hit level 6 around like 9 minutes in the game.
Clockwork, on the other hand, is a very good hero against Lich and Earthshaker. So Liquid are going back to their staple. They have been picking Lycan a lot. Lycan, Brood, Lycan, Nature's Prophet, something along those lines. Lycan Visage, but probably not this game since they have the Lich already.
Maybe one of those summon heroes, you think, to go with the Lycan Hound, the Prophet, or
probably very likely
one of those. Yeah.
so you can abuse the hull damage.
We've got the LC overwhelming odds for some deep push here.
Yep. So Infamous going back to similar things. Good laning heroes like
Mm-hmm.
Troll is like Jug. In fact, I think Troll is better than Jug in the lane. As an off laner, Troll is like one of the heroes that I hate laning against the most because he just
10
bullies you out of the
seconds
lane
remaining.
so much with the passive and high range, high damage. It's very difficult to lane against Troll. And Troll LC, pretty solid combination. Like you get the duel off on the target if LC snowballing, and then you have the attack speed from the Troll ultimate, so you can actually get a lot of solo pickoffs. Let's say that LC gets a very good game, then the Troll LC can be a very strong duo in terms of picking off heroes.
Okay, well, it's time to see what that Lycan partner might be from Liquid. A bit more about what they have in store with their draft.
Turn.
Fourth pick is going to be the Tide Hunter, so not an obvious partner for the Lycan. Teamfight hero.
But you can see what Liquid wants to do here already with the Tide. So Infamous has revealed that... Oh,
I can't see Winter. Tell me what it is. Tell me.
Yeah, Infamous has revealed that once again they're gonna do their pick-off.
10 seconds
Pick-off
remaining.
plus good laning heroes, like all very single target focus apart from the Silencer
5
Ultimate
seconds
Global.
remaining.
So to play against that, you're not gonna want to split up and farm. Because the LC dual Clockwork, they're gonna catch you with Global Silence and pick you off one by one. So ideally you wanna have a mech carrier, you group up, and you team fight. And the last game they picked Darks here. This game they picked Tide because Tide is really good against Troll because of the minus damage. Troll and LC in fact. You come in with the duel, and Tide is always there to, you know, Anchor Smash and Ravage. And against Silencer, Kraken can probably remove that in the fights. You're probably going to survive that. So Tide is overall very solid pick here for Liquid. And lane as well. Lane is very good. I think if you do a Tide plus Lich dual lane, could actually work, but we'll see. Maybe the Lich is just going to go. I'm not a big fan of, you know, safe lane Lich, but some games safe lane Lich can work. What Liquid decides to do here with their
5
laning
seconds
base.
remaining.
Infamous.
Tied with Ice Armor, it becomes very unkillable. And you
Yeah.
talk about Troll being a bully as a safe lane carry against a Tide and against the Ice Armor. I think that is heavily negated.
Yeah, Kraken Shell plus maybe an early point. I think you should probably go, like in the lane, you should probably go early point in Ice Armor as Lich this game if you're doing a dual lane. Lich Tide.
The level 2 Ice Armor, and then
Yeah, then the Troll is like, I'm not gonna hit the Tide, you're gonna be baby raging in the lane. You're just gonna farm your creeps, but Tide's gonna be annoying. He's gonna run up and try to Anchor Smash, remove some of the damage, make it really hard for you to last hit. So
what's up with our Tide? He's see-through. He's missing a big chunk of his stomach.
no, it's not a see-through, it's like a bone.
What? It's a bone? It looks like it's see-through.
It's something there.
Oh, I had to look up nice and close.
Yeah.
That looked weird. From afar, because I'm like leaning back, I'm like, is that the
Parker,
ground behind him?
do you need more glasses? You are already
Yeah, I
wearing
need
a set
my
of
eyes
glasses.
checked. It blends into the background, okay?
You need like so they have no puck for Timado this game. They're gonna remove the DP as well, because right now Liquid thinks that we're just gonna 5-man, so we're gonna the reason probably why they removed the DP is like they do not want Infamous have a mid hero that can somewhat compensate in terms of the team fight, because Infamous do not have enough team fight against Liquid right now, and even more team fight.
Quap for Miracle. You feel like this is a hero that Kuro wanted to pick, or is this just saying like Miracle's like pick me Quap?
He probably wants it because draft sequence wise and
10
strategic
seconds
wise,
remaining.
they are just picking more like team fight. And Tide and Queen of Pain, they are not only team fights, they are pretty decent, like pretty good laners. They are good laners if they're given the right scenario. So they are kind of like adapting a little bit towards, not sure if that's the game like what they are thinking, but Infamous in game 1 showed that they have a lot of priority in terms of laning. So, and Liquid in game 1, they showed a lot of priority in like team fight, grouping up. And this game, they're still picking team fights there, but they're focusing more on, with the Lich, they're focusing more on trying to fight Infamous in the lane. They're trying to pick more heroes that are good in the lane, so that Infamous cannot really, you know, go into the game having good lanes. They're gonna crush 2 lanes and try to snowball and play very fast-paced Dota. Lich is gonna slow that down, and with the Tide and the Quap, they're also 2 heroes, and even the Lycan itself are heroes that are very hard to pressure and very good in the lane.
Rana going to be the mid hero of choice for Tomato.
They are not a team that likes to play on cooldowns. They are a team, so far right now, my takeaway on Infamous is high tempo game, lane focus, lane dominance. Try to play very fast, snowball from there, and probably like a Roshan hero. I think that's usually the strat when you have heroes that don't rely on cooldown, you rely on fast-paced game. You want to have one of your heroes being able to take Roshan. And I think that was probably one of the things that they were lacking the last game, because they couldn't. When you're snowballing, you want to be able to take the Rosh, so you snowball faster, and the game becomes unbearable for your opponents because you have the Aegis and you are running at them, and it's very hard to deal with. So the Troll is gonna provide them this game, the Roshan control. Whereas for Liquid itself, having the Lycan means you have also some Roshan control. If you win a team fight, you can proceed to claim the Roshan. So I think this game is gonna be much harder for Infamous to like steamroll and win all their lanes. I mean, it's still possible, but it's not gonna be as easy as the last game. Matthew on the clock, he needs to be able to make similar very good rotations in the lane, because Lich is gonna constantly annoy he's gonna win his team one lane, and Liquid's gonna choose which lane they're gonna win. And Lycan is gonna be fine, I think, by himself against the LC if they decide to like do a Lich type role, a Shaker role. So this game I can actually see Liquid winning at least two of the lanes and maybe breaking even in one of the other.
Yeah, and that's sort of why and what you picked the Lich for largely.
Yeah. It's a pretty good, I think, strategy-wise, it's a pretty good change up on Liquid after the first game, because usually in the first game you've never played this opponent, you can only see them through the replays, but when you feel them in the game and what you are playing against them, then you know what you should adjust.
Liquid ready to go. Early move that Crow smoked up will bypass the lane ward. Oh, bro. Smoke pops.
Yeah, smoke pops.
Axel in position, realizes, now sees Kuro.
Wait, so what are the lanes going to be? Okay, so Lycan is going top. I thought Tide was going to go top for some reason. Saw him around there, but he just wanted to place a ward. So Tide, very likely a Tide plus Lich off lane, and Shaker will be free to do whatever he thinks is good for the game, and Lycan will be good to be left alone at top. He just needs the bounty rune, goes to the lane, gets the permanent shield, and he'll be fine. Yeah. He'll be A-okay in the lane.
Thank you, Tomato, for your graphic drawing.
What? Oh.
Sing Sing, he's back at TI. We've missed him. He's disguised himself. Team Infamous.
Oh, so what they're gonna do right now is they're gonna deny a creep in the mid lane, and they're gonna use Visual Block to block the off lane, so they're kinda gonna have two lanes to win. Yeah, that's the plan right now for Liquid. So looking good. Try not to get distracted, Parker.
I'm watching the minimap.
We need to look at Dota.
Come on. It's part of Dota, minimap drawings is a part of the game. It's part of the mind. I'm reading into the mental state of Infamous, and based on
and what did you get,
drawings
Parker?
and
what did you get, Parker?
I got that Tomato is 12. Haha, that's what I got. that is my takeaway.
So Matthew is doing the same thing as the Shaker, pulling back the creeps with the cogs. So both of the teams are going to try to get an upper hand from the lane phase. I think it's more important for Infamous to get the upper hand, but Liquid has the better lane options.
Whoa, Tomato! Oh, he has got leap. Did not scale up just yet. That's the good news.
He's fine.
He had arrow. He would not. Yeah, leap across, get back to safety.
So okay, so the Lich has returned to top lane to help Lycan because it's a dual lane. So he's not going to stay bottom. They drop a fissure for mind control, and that's pretty much all the help he's going to get. Maybe at some point they're going to move down to the bottom lane, but they are choosing to stabilize the Lycan's lane first. Help him get... Because I think yesterday when I talked about this hero, I think the hero needs to get... I think level 5 is the point where he's going to be really stable in the lane. But even then, sometimes I feel level 3 with Torment Shield, the second point in your passive, Pharaoh Impulse.
Control is dead here. The Orb of Venom on Troll may be enough. Okay, he...
Oh, that's quite bad. He had to use his health.
Yeah, Orb of Venom pick up early on for Super Avengers.
Yeah, that's why I hate laning against this hero as an off laner. Troll with the Orb of Venom is so difficult for them. And on top of that, they have a Silencer. Silencer is very, very strong in the lane against the off lane. hero. If it's a lone offlane hero, he's gonna struggle a lot in the lane.
Mado doesn't leave soon. Look at it. Oh, wait, just barely blink in. Miracle wants the kill. Does he go for the kill? The Courier gets the kill. Will not get the Courier. Has got a salve as well, and is probably telling his buddy, push out this lane. Let me pass.
Oh, they're gonna damage the tower a lot too. That is not good news for Infamous. So mid lane right now down the drain. 2 CS against 11.
Down the drain, not just lost. It's down the drain.
On the drain. Tide doing not that great, but he's getting decent amount of experience. Lycan is free farming top. Yep, I mean all in all, Liquid are getting the 2 lanes won and 1 getting break even kind of scenario. But the main thing is getting 2 lanes won. Like the other lane breaking even, the Tide getting whatever Tide is gonna get is a bonus for them right now.
See him get the early point in Gush. Just something.
To get last hits, he was trying to pull. Like sometimes when there's a big wave coming to your tower, you wanna use the gun to pull the wave back. And since the buff, I think it's pretty useful because they reduce the mana cost from 1 to
Mado. Oh, he's got a leap, but Quap has a was gonna have a blink. And
DD on the Earthshaker. Okay, so this is looking really bad right now for Infamous. Mid lane is not doing well at all. Top lane, on the other hand, he's actually got because of the cogs blocking the creeps. King Tekka has actually, he's King Tekka, right? Just disclaimer, it's not Queen Tekka.
He's whatever you want him to be, Winter.
Confusing. I remember his name, King Tekka.
Yeah.
So he's actually getting a pretty good amount of last hits. So this lane, I would say, Infamous has done well. Mid lane lost, so 1 lane apiece right now for Infamous and Liquid. And bottom lane will be, I think, A-okay for the Tide, even though he's not getting too much CS, but he has gotten level 4 out of the lane. I think as Tide, the most important thing is levels, so the levels will allow you to jungle, do what he's doing right now.
I think this mid lane can't be stated how disastrous it is. Mirana has fallen back into the jungle.
Yeah, and GH right now, I think he can choose to go help secure the Titan's lane. Oh, they caught him.
Catch, yeah. Inside the cogs, he's got no escape from the battery assault. It will Spire though. Matu is here, the Howl helping bail his buddy out, and with the salve, it looks like he'll live. Here comes Miracle. Say hello to the Queen of Pain, who gets 1 kill and likely 2 with a haste rune. Matthew has not got a TP.
This is the real queen, you know, not Queen Tekka. Queen of Pain, haste rune, double kill.
Won't even waste his mana on the scream. Okay, now he wastes the blink and the scream. He's like, oh wait.
Rune control, bro. It's very important in the game. Rune control always.
Mirana's still jungling, even while the Quap was ganking top. Mirana's like, I just don't feel safe.
Yep, that rune right there is just a big game changer. Saving Kuro, getting the 2 kills.
His bottom lane is being won by Infamous, but that is an expected result with the Troll Warlord.
Yeah, tight alone, Troll with Silencer. If you're not winning this lane, then something's wrong.
Yeah. These other lanes are
but I don't think it's like even that bad, you know, for the Tide right now. He has 16 last hits, he's level 5. You're up against the Troll Silencer lane. You did not have support apart from the first fissure. So I think if I'm the Tide, I'm pretty happy with the state of the amount of experience and goal I've gained.
Yeah. Level 6 from a couple of neutral camps.
And GH is strolling into enemy jungle trying to scout out information. The enemy team might be thinking he has already placed a ward here, but in fact he has actually placed a ward in the other side of the map, not in the enemy jungle.
He's going to shoot with the clockwork, making sure he doesn't get caught in with the gush. Yeah, Matthew. Oh boy, the kills just keep going Miracle's way. He is 5-0 before 6 minutes even hits. That is concerning, as all 5 kills for Liquid have gone the way of Miracle's Queen of Pain. This is a player that likes to get active, that likes to get involved, and we are seeing it here. He is level 6.5. Mirana's only just now about to hit level 5.
Things are looking pretty bad right now for Infamous. They are gonna have to. I don't think they can do much right now because they don't have any like momentum hero like they can make some moves right now. Bottom is not like Puck, you know. You can only make a move if the situation allows you. You can't be the one initiating the move because Puck you have call. Even without dagger, you can just TP to a lane and call. But Mirana, you need the situation to arise, and you TP in and you try to hit an arrow and follow up with your star storm. So this game is going to be much more difficult for Infamous to make rotations to help their lanes. They have to wait for the level 6 on Clockwork. I think that's going to give them some way of getting some kills. Oh, Timado.
My Miracle goes in, gets a kill by himself. He paid for this with his life, has a couple one charges. He will die. Matthew gets a solo kill, 700 gold and a lot of experience. Right place at the right time, but unfortunately Tomato does die again. Overall though, still a win for Infamous at this stage of the game.
That should be actually quite okay for him, I think. So
That doesn't. Tomato's behind whether he dies there or not. He's struggling, so that
Yeah.
doesn't change his game.
Clockwork has actually gained a lot from that now. So, like I said, the next move will likely come from this Clockwork because he is probably the only guy that can actually make a rotation happen. So, once
Back
again,
mid.
a lot of weight going to be put on him. Oh, he's going to get a pick.
Can he get in there with the slow? It looks like he will. Gets the cogs and set things up. Tide arrives with a Ravage. Will he look to go for it with Kuro behind him? If he had a Chain Frost, perhaps he'd consider
Here
it.
comes the whole team. Look at how Liquid are moving.
Liquid rotating. Queen of Pain coming in as well, as does the Lycan. He even pops the ultimate from afar, knowing they're going to get at least a Clockwork. They want more. They want to dive. Well, Clockwork, is he going to go down? He gets invis. He's going to survive. Miracle misses the Blink Scream. Does not predict Matthew's movement, and Matthew is still alive.
Thanks to Timado's ultimate. So, yes, Timado the tank for that.
Can't spell tomato without team.
Nice one, Parker. Nice one. Super Benjas getting chased down by this aggressive port, but he's gonna be fine. Now, Miracle wants to use his Sonic Wave. Put it on cooldown, get a big kill.
Is under attack.
Liquid pressuring the safe lane power of Infamous right now and giving the lane to support to gain their levels. So we'll see how can Infamous reply to this. They're gonna lose the tower, they're not gonna be able to defend it, but will they get a
Kill
return?
top. Oh, he was going for the duel. GH hit the stun as he was mid-cast. Troll was coming top for gank.
They see it though, they have a portent, so they see the rotations being made by Infamous. Once again, the information is kept rewarding by Liquid.
GH knows he's got backup and wants to fight with the Tide Ravage. This could go very badly for Infamous, I feel.
The Corp has ultimate as well, so he doesn't even want to just kill the silencer, he wants to kill the kill.
Yeah, may find at least. There's another support.
How many using for this guy?
He's getting hit by these cogs, unfortunately, but Tide is there for Gush soon. Matthew gets visioned up. Miracle has a Blink Scream in a couple of seconds. The arrow will slightly miss. The Blink Scream is there as Kuro behind the tower as well with the team. They are just diving for kills at this stage. Miracle, 8 kills for his team. We'll see the GH Earthshaker go down to the north side as the Ravage is still at the ready. They're going to use it just for the troll. They'll take the core hero. That's the bigger kill we're talking about. Does not have mana for an ultimate, so I imagine it is now time to back off for Team Liquid. 9 kills, all to Miracle's name. Can somebody stop this man, or at least can Miracle start sharing?
Duel, I guess that's the best thing for them. Get their dagger up and try to maybe smoke and pick the Quab off. The Quab is still pretty easy to kill. One duel plus someone else like the Mirana arrow.
Got to get that Blink Dagger first, though.
It's not too far away. Not too far. It's fine. I think give a couple of minutes, 10 minutes, 2.5, and then they make a mission, make a smoke when they get it, and try to get this big, because he's a very, very big bounty on his head, so you want to kill the Quad. So right now, Tide, Ravage on cooldown, they still have Sonic Wave, so if Liquid wants to fight, there's still possible for them to fight, start with Ravage, Sonic Wave, Scream and a Fissure should net them easy kills.
GH alone at bottom getting some farm time, but will be just fine. He got scanned up and then just shows himself. Blink across, Queen of Pain, but the haste rune is going. Scouting for kills will find the silencer, throws the ultimate to guarantee a quick, easy pick, and then he can run away. There's a hook shot available. He misses it. The haste rune making it very difficult to land that one, and Miracle will get away. The cog's missing as well. Very difficult to play against that haste rune Queen of Pain. Mado may have to leap himself away from this one. Oh, Kuro was mid-cast there. Would have needed an extra bounce as there were raindrops as well. And uh-oh, Troll Warlord may just have to TP himself over here. Trouble spot for him to be in. GH will guess right, but just a little bit too late as of his position.
Blink Dagger update, another 500 gold. Clockwork, no hope. So Global not up yet. Options are very limited for Infamous right now. They really need this blink on King Tekka to actually try to get some very high priority kills and get their team back into the game. But as of right now, it's very difficult for Infamous to do much. They're just going to be able to farm and just wait. Liquid will be the team that's moving, pressuring, making plays, taking tower, taking objectives.
Yep. I mean, that's Matu's role in this team. He's the objective taker. He plays the Druids, he plays the Lycans, he hits the buildings. Miracle hits the heroes, he hits the buildings.
You can joke all you want about that, you know, but that's how it works right now.
Not even really joking with it. You know,
it's Dota.
He plays the strategic heroes for their draft. Even when he's not playing like a building hero like a Necrophos, he's playing the heroes that aren't going to get flashy results.
He's playing more than those kind of heroes right now. He's playing Brood.
Yeah. He's playing the heroes that fit the strategy, whereas, I mean, Miracle of course fits the strategy, but he's the one getting putting the pressure on and going for the kills. You really need both players on your team, and that's the recipe for success for Liquid right now.
Oh, that was the first blink. Oh dear, that was not good.
Find anyone.
I'm not sure if they got the blink off, that would have even been good for them. The Ravage and Chain Force.
I was thinking just that.
Ravage plus Chain Force. And they do not have silence on ACL. So
oh boy, that is
I don't
very
think that
late.
I don't think that duel would have ended well for them.
That's concerning. They need to find a way to get this down to level 6. King Tekka is smoked towards mid, but it looks like he's just going to farm some creep waves here as he does reveal himself. Not.
So they're building more stuff on tight. They're mech because of the clockwork. Understandable. Roshan should be easy pickings for Liquid if they are able to just get a... I mean, they can take the Rosh, I think, anytime they want.
Perhaps Necro 3. I mean, it's not actually that fast right now without the Necro 3. They actually don't have maxed out Howl or Feral Impulse, so...
Oh, he's chosen to go for the wolves.
The fuel, it's going to be just the Earthshaker. Chain Frost could come out. It's going to bounce around. This is dangerous. It bounces away from King Tekka. That's the good news. The bad news is he's still going to die. As Matu charges forward, no detection as it is still just a Necro 2. There's the dust, there's Smarter now. But comes in from Matthew, he's going to try and bail out his buddies here. Matu, the front line needs to get out of this one. He's taking a lot of damage, will barely survive. Queen of Pain helps clean up the first kills not picked up by Miracle of this game. As Liquid get a couple of revenge kills through GH's Fallen Shaker.
Yep, got Global Silence used as well. Oh, here comes the he wants Matu. Oh no, he didn't get him.
Didn't find them with the Starstorm. They're using the fog so well. The Ravage going to come out as well. Catches the Troll as well. Can they get this follow-up kill? Doesn't look like they've got the tools at their disposal. More TPs coming in. Infamous really want to fight this. They know that Liquid are a little bit weak right now. The Rocket player will get some good scouting information here. The Duel is there as well. Miracle would be a big kill if they can get it, but doesn't look like they've got the damage. He'll just blink away. Leave his team to fend for themselves. The Shaker of GH will be the sacrificial lamb, possibly mind control as well, although it looks like they do not have proper vision of him.
Yep, they did not have Ravage and Sonic Blade, so that fight is definitely not something that Liquid wants to have at that point of the time, but Infamous was able to fight out with the duel and get something in return after losing so much damage. They need to keep getting all these high priority kills with the duel, try to, you know, get as much as they can before the troll becomes strong enough to fight.
Queen of Pain surviving further and further ahead.
Marlon has very little farm right now. He needs to be able to somehow find a way back into the game. 0-4 and 0. Has to count on the LC though. I think every time LC gets a duel, both of them are very strong duo together to get any singular pickoffs. Duel into Arrow, Starstorm should let them some easy kills if they are able to find the openings. I think that is one of the main ways that they are going to be able to get back into the game.
The question is, will they die in the process? That Ravage counterplay or the Earthshaker
that's why I say
working on a blink.
That's why I say pick off. Like you try to not take any
team
huge
fight, yeah.
team fights. You get pickoffs.
Okay.
You try not to get too involved in a situation where it involves too many heroes. You just want like a singular pick off, like pick off the Earthshaker, he's trying to pump his blink, pick off the Co-op is trying to push the lanes before they group up and fight. Those are the opportunities that will present itself if you are able to find them. So yeah, those are the best ways that Infamous can get back into the game. Yeah.
They might want to smoke here. Yeah, they've
But
got global silence.
All this vision is going to make it very hard. Like, Liquid has very deep wards, so they can see that, oh, no one's here. Something is going on.
We'll see the troll. Trolls them around. They may think Mirana's alone up here. Looks like they are trying to bait Tomato. Matthew's going to pop the smoke initially. Who's he going to go for? Crow is there. Gets the fun out. As they get the duel, Nasheka, great decision-making coming out from those two players to ensure they get both kills. Tomato getting credit both. Miracle perhaps looking for some revenge kills here. Necrobook is level 2, so they don't have detection. And that means they'll get away under protection of Moonlight Shadow.
Oh, they see
Tomato.
him. Level 3 book.
Oh, it is level 3 book. I thought it was level 2. My bad. Yeah, no, you're right. It's level 3 now, and Tomato's gonna...
They don't see him. Oh, he's not going to scream. He's not going to scream.
He doesn't know that. I guess there is a patch right here on the other side. That is so lucky for Tomato.
Yeah, they know he's here. That's all.
They game with the scream. Now they get the vision. Wow, he was almost out of there with that TP.
Still, a lot of time like wasted there just to run down on Mirana, and Benjas on the troll was able to farm out quite a bit there. Like, every moment counts for him right now. He's gonna need to be very big this game to be able to fight. He's getting a SNY next. SNY PKP is SNY then PKP, then maybe a Scar D after that. Should be the build for him.
Matthew could be in trouble. Does not have a TP here.
Alright. Oh, no worries, bro.
He was stuck in the trees at the top. The second he poked his nose out, he gets scouted because it was daytime.
That should be Ocean for them.
So in 20 seconds until Necrobook, but they should be just fine without it.
Forward does not have hook shot, so I doubt they can even try to steal one alive. Not gonna be able to run, so best thing they can do right now is shut out the lanes, try to place down the boards, and reward your area. This, when Liquid push down bottom, usually your area has been taken by the opposing team. Usually teams would try to, you know, put sentries around to try and reward. Because the enemy team... But wards are gonna expire, Roshan gonna go down. So they have one deep ward here for Infamous in the Liquid jungle, so this ward's gonna be very useful for the LC to try and get some pickoffs with Mirana. This is gonna be helpful for him. In the meantime, they need to try and just stall the game. They are not gonna be able to take any fight at all with the Aegis. Tro has to farm for another few minutes. That's it. He needs like the SMI plus the BKB to be somewhat useful in the fights.
Yeah. Going.
That's probably gonna take him like 5, 6, 7 days.
He is just going Yash. No, he's gonna get the
No, I was thinking to Yasha
BKB.
But then the thing is, like, you're not gonna win by getting a quick BKB. Like, the BKB is gonna allow you to fight now, but it's not gonna win you the game. A fat throw will win the game for them. So I think that's their reason. Throw needs to be very big. Oh no.
That's an easy pick, and now the level 7 Silencer will respawn pretty quickly, but it's going to be a small window with that global silence, and Miracle find an extra pick-off as a result.
He's so aggressive.
He's right on top here, he's taking quite a bit of damage here, but he's got the Aegis, so he's not too afraid. Great scream, Sonic Wave goes through everyone, the Ravage catches out
Detection?
most of them.
Okay.
King Tech are going to get caught out. Lich 4-star away, so Tomato can't finish him off with the Starstorm. And now the Necrobook 3 summoned to help push onto the high ground. Matu.
That ain't good. Tro is not ready to fight at all. Yes, SMY, but no BKB. The Ravage was used, Chain Cross still available, Sonic Wave down.
They're going to tumble away at this tier 3 tower and they'll be able to make short work of that one. They get the Necrobook 3, the Troll thinking...
He took so much damage.
Yeah. He wanted to get rid of it, that extra bit of gold, and to slow down the push.
Right now, Liquid should just chill until they have their big spells up again, and...
They did use Aegis for that one, so yeah, definitely don't want to press their advantage with Infamous respawning. If anything, it may be Infamous who say, let's go, we've got Global Silence, we just took out the Aegis, can we fight them? They're charging forward, but they're doing so under dire vision.
They're not
Mid-creep wave being ignored, yeah, they're not dewarding, they're not pushing out the lanes, this is very obvious, and when I say obvious, it's being seen.
They placed a sentry and they didn't check that if there's a ward behind them. Everything is... They actually have no idea that they were scouted, so this could actually not end well for
They were scouted by 2 different observer wards is the thing as well, so this is entirely seen by Liquid and very much... You gotta regain that map control and vision before you can make those kind of bold moves where you run at your opponent.
But this is the kind of thing that teams that are inexperienced, these are the small mistakes I say small, but eventually adds up to a big.
Yeah. Strategically, that's just a minute of wasted time where they think they're actually making a play, could find some kills. It's one thing if you do that and your opponents just guess right and know you're doing it, but when you're doing so under vision, it's a very different thing.
That's why you see, you know, most of the more experienced teams, whenever they place a sentry, Fissure, initiate out.
Take out the initiate. The global silence is going to be there to try and bail out King Tekka, but this Lycan is going to destroy him. That is the first initial kill. Matthew going to try and hookshot himself out of there. The TP's going now. They just want out. And they'll only lose 2 in the process.
That is...
Miracle.
That is probably gonna...
Blink Yules.
Top
Spell Rex.
tower.
One set of Rex down for them. Tide Ravage is up in 10 seconds. Caught by Sonic Wave. Chain Coil is up. Shaker Ultimate is up. This is not looking good for Infamous.
We're just going to use himself to get rid of those pesky silence spells. Very hard to fight into this one. Ravage, Sonic Wave, just a bit too much. I mean, there's a Blink Echo as well. All the big ultimates are there, just like missing a Shapeshift. Nice little arrow somehow catches Miracle through the whole mix of things here. They're going to jump onto Mirana.
Okay, that's a good start for Infamous. That's a good start, there she
You
goes.
say that the Sonic Wave will get the kill though. Miracle manages to barely finish off
Still a good
Tomato.
fight, it's still a good fight.
And they bring down the tide. It looks like the answer is going to be yes. The Ravage was used already though.
Oh,
Infamous
Troll went down. Okay.
Yep, have lost the troll, and that is a big concern. GH. Not too much mind to play around with the backlines. Liquid may just decide to back off. I don't think they can finish this melee racks here, so Infamous have defended their high ground.
Under attack.
Okay, that was just Liquid using too much diving. They could have just got them. Then again, they are just so far ahead. If Liquid like use their spells like this on just one hero, they even didn't have a good echo, and Infamous is still not able to take any fights, and the troll still died. They just too far behind.
Close to 10,000 gold lead here in game number 2. In some ways, even though the kill score is more one-sided than game 1, I do feel like this game's been a little bit closer at times. Like last game, it just felt like, yeah, you know, there was nothing they could do even when Liquid were diving and Infamous were getting kills, but... Oh, the Necro Box, he's just going for the racks here. Matu. Dirty Rat. Unable to successfully finish them off.
You
but-
do what you gotta do to win the game, Parker.
Absolutely. This is TI after all. What are we at? Like 23 million prize money or something? 25? Crazy.
Man, this ward has been seeing so much.
Well, they've called the troll again. BKB, but also no follow-up damage for the crazy thing is, all of these dire wards, they're not like any new, funky, weird wards. It's just like a standard, let's put it on the cliff where it gets the most vision. Done that with a couple of their ward spots, and they've just stayed up there, haven't been de-warded.
Because they're not buying enough. I mean, they bought sentries, but they placed in the wrong spots previously. These are spots that you definitely have to devote this area, like these 2 observers that Liquid has on the near the ancient area. These are 2 spots that you should always check. Just sentry. Like, you don't want the enemy to see you.
Oh, he used the press the attack too early. Still got hit by the Shadow Strike. Check on my friend, gotta wait till that hits you.
Okay, Benjas is very far away from his BKB. And Liquid should just try to see before he has
He's just trying to get some tower gold for himself and his team to get there, across the finish line.
He's actually doing quite good for his network in a losing game like this.
He did pick up a blink that... Oh no, sorry, that's a blink on the Legion. What am I talking about? No, he didn't pick up it. That was
Overstayed.
BKB. Disabled by GH, allowing time for the TPs to come in. And they'll finish him off. Miracle, 16 and 1.
They gotta reset.
Yeah, that would be fantastic if they could. The Necrobooks though doing some good damage. It looks like Matu almost just wins the duel as King Tekka trying to get out of there. The arrow will hit onto Kuro. Necrobooks chasing King Tekka. Can he finish off the kill? Gonna be close, 15 HP, he barely gets away. Meanwhile, Matu gets caught out, so Infamous find a couple of kills that did end up losing the losing command of the Necrobooks. And here comes Miracle, ready to clean up. Has an ultimate if needed. He's got the Necrobook for the vision and detection. And the rest of the Infamous side just scurry away to the north, trying to get the help.
Well, at least Lycan's dead, so they can't siege high ground.
Small consolation prize, it sounds like, Winter, when you say it that way.
You get what you get in this kind kind of game, you know, you just don't complain. Whatever you can drill and trade, any even trade is good for the losing team.
Yep. There, the second window bet.
He's still toying them.
Yeah, there's a Blink and Spear. He's not afraid of all too much. Even with LC respawning, there's no Blink duel potential without breaking that Link. Finish a Maelstrom, help deal with pushing out these lanes a bit faster, get some cheap cost-effective damage output as well. Roshan perhaps next on the menu. The Liquid will be respawning fairly soon.
That's what they should do. No need to take any risks. They are in control of the map. They don't even need to get a gem. They have the Necro Book to scout and devote. But usually in this kind of game where you're dominating, it's always good to get a gem, remove their vision. Because the losing team is going to rely on the wards to get pickoffs, right? They're going to see, oh, this guy's running here, he's alone.
Yep.
We can try to get this pickoff, and the other guys are probably in this area because we don't see them here. So it's usually what you do when you're losing. So getting a gem when you're winning is going to allow the losing team to have a
Savage Flicked.
Same goes when you're, you know, when you're
Losing, yeah.
yeah, you should get the gem so that you can remove their vision, because they're winning. They're probably going to have a lot of vision in their base area.
If they had a gem when they made that push out of their base, they would have seen those two wards they walk past.
Basically, it's always good to get a gem.
Except when it's even. If it's even, you maybe want to, and you lose a gem, it's a big gold swing.
But still, sometimes even games you're against like an annoying in this hero like a Nyx, you still want to have a gem. You know?
It's kind of at when you're at that 30-minute stage of the game where, regardless of what position you're in, you want to consider.
Yeah, gem is a game-winning item.
Perhaps less necessary for Liquid with the Necro 3 able to.
Yeah, it's more of like the vision. The gem is just the vision item. It removes the wards and everything.
We're seeing the minimap drawings come back. Matthew was saying report troll. Yeah, he wrote report troll on the minimap.
Why can't I see it?
Oh, maybe because you're not in the lobby slot.
Yeah, I'm unassigned. That's why.
Okay, grab a troll. He does not have BKB. Doesn't get a chance to do an inch of damage for the Team Liquid, who will quickly break their way through the middle lane and the bottom lane. Matu's already down there, keys in hand, filling himself up on the ashes of these buildings. Doesn't need any cheese. Perhaps a nice little dessert for a bit later as Liquid go for the third lane of Rex, the Mega Creeps, the GG. Troll does not have buyback. He was so close to a BKB before that fight broke out and couldn't quite get there. Trying to engage to save this game. Really feels unsalvageable at this point as they throwing away life from Clockwork will lead to buyback, and Team Liquid get the final melee racks, final range racks, and secure themselves a 2-0 victory here against Infamous. Very solid, impressive stuff. Liquid. We're going to see one last hurrah from Infamous come out here. Will be a kill to GH. And an arrow to Miracle. He's got an Aegis though. He'll be coming back in just a second. Most of the options have been thrown out though, so spells available, but got to imagine this is just Infamous padding their stats a bit, having a last little bit of fun. There is no way back into this game. GH is even fall back. Finds the troll and will look to punish the fact he still does not have a BKB. And the Mirana who leaps in. See the dying moments here of Infamous. Winter. Team Liquid looking very strong here at TI7. They're now, I believe, 7 wins and 1 loss. One of the favorites, we think, here at Seattle.
Yep, but I'm still quite pleasantly surprised by Infamous. I think they're inexperienced, but they show a lot of potential.
A dangerous team to verse in the main event.
BO1, you don't want to play a BO1.
Yeah, we've seen that. I mean, Infamous going back to Frankfurt Major. If you go back, I mean, it was a different roster then, sure, but
is it like an entirely different team? Was it?
The core players. I mean, back then there was Kataro. I'm not sure 100%. I mean, it wasn't Tomato. It may have been King Tech on that team, I want to say, but I'm not sure on that one. So I think this is mostly a new team, but I can't say for sure. But yeah, definitely a dangerous team in BO1s. Something we've seen here. They've managed to take the 1 win already. I think it's hard to say just how far the team could go, but that upset potential's there. SG Esports, if you look at the recent Kiev Major, you know, they had a group stage where they lost all their games. Come main event, they upset Secret and they almost upset EG. So I think the group stage is a great learning experience for these teams. The key thing is don't finish last place, because then you don't get to the main event. And that's where Infamous have to, I think, focus their efforts now with another
learning
loss.
from the group stage is very, very important. Doing badly is okay if you learn enough to actually facilitate your journey in the main event. You learn enough about your team and the other teams and the meta and how to play.
Me and Winter are done here. We'll be signing off, grabbing some lunch, and we'll be back later on today on the main stream for some fantastic Dota 2 actions. Check it all out on your Twitch directory, YouTube, Dota 2, wherever you are watching. We'll be back. More Dota 2 action coming up later.